What's going on, YouTube? It's RJ the Fed. It's been a while, but here we are. A lot to talk about. Up and coming. What's changed? What's different? Why I really haven't put out any content. You guys didn't know we did have a second kid, so my youngest kid has been taking up a lot of my time along with my oldest. Two kids and family. Uh, Honestly, it's just a lot. So a lot of this stuff's been put on the back burner, trying to look at doing other content. So with other content coming, we've kind of been transitioning the channel. This channel might not be for kids, but some of the channel will become kid friendly. So whiskey, no. Still do whiskey content on the side. I'll probably do like a giant playlist and I'll put all the whiskey and bourbon stuff there. But then there's going to be kind of like a subcategory on the channel. So, hey, cheers, Matt. Started doing something different. I spent a lot of money. I bought a 3D printer and started printing some stuff. So, gonna start doing some stuff for the kids, little toys and stuff, all kinds of stuff that we've been printing. So we'll have to be careful on whenever we do content about that to keep it kid friendly. So, hey, what's up, Nate? Well, we've been printing all kinds of stuff, both small and big. It'll still be on this channel, I think, Matt. I don't think I want to have necessarily another channel. I don't see why we can't continue on here. I don't need to have a separate channel just for 3D prints, but there'll be like a disclaimer for the current audience on what's to come versus what's next. I do want to show off my large print though that I finally finished. So we did print a Mandalorian styled helmet. Took like 35 hours, so I was pretty happy about that one. I wanted to show that off real fast. As far as whiskey content, it's going to be tough to get out there and do any kind of bourbon hunts. Monday through Friday, I'm pretty much home with the kids. And with two kids, it's almost impossible to take both of them to a liquor store for an allocated drop. It's not going to happen. I did not move. I moved to the front room, but I didn't move, if that's what you meant. As far as whiskey hunting, though, it's just not really practical. I mean, Nate's a local, so Nate knows. Saturdays are not good drop days. Like if I go on a Saturday, I have to go really far away for a good drop, and then I have to go to work right after because I work Saturdays and Sundays as of right now. So with Monday and Fridays being tied up with the kids right now, just not really going to happen. So any kind of whiskey content right now will be probably just like little sample reviews. Like I know that it's probably not the most exciting or entertaining content, kind of boring and kind of honestly can suck. I would like to try to make that exciting and more interesting and fun, but some people have an act for it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, I don't find very many people entertaining that are just drinking samples. So that part will probably be pretty boring. 3D print stuff. If you guys are into some cool art stuff, send me some ideas and stuff. We are working on some stuff for you guys, though, for the whiskey community. First print didn't come out quite so good, but we're trying. This is actually, if you guys have seen them before, the Glen Topper. Now, of course, it's not going to fit on this one because I don't think it'll fit on this one because this isn't a true Glen. This is an SLB Glen. But it's meant to be a Glen Topper. I don't have a regular Glen on my table to show you, but it should fit on a regular Glen. And we were going to try to print some of these up in some different colors to send out to you guys as a thank you. Thanks, Nate. But I do want to get some of these out to you guys. I also do want to print some barrels. I want to print some barrels so that way you guys can store your Glencairns inside the barrel for travel. So Nate, shouldn't be too much longer. We'll get this figured out. I'm supposed to be getting in touch with Dom. I think Dom's supposed to send me an email with the print files because he's actually the one who came up with these before. This was me trying to put it together and put it to paper on my own. And obviously something went wrong because the fill on that hat, there's some black that just didn't quite get the line for the hat for the brim. So we'll figure that out. But these will be little Glen toppers, and it'll be pretty cool, pretty neat. What's up, Thomas Anderson? So we'll do that. We'll do some barrels for some Glen holders, and they have flight boards. I don't know if you guys care to have a flight board. It kind of seems weird to just 3D print one that because those are pretty cheap and easy to buy. They do have Glen holders though, where it's like a rack to hold your Glens, specifically upside down to help with drying. So maybe we do something like that. As far as Discord goes, I've got someone that's going to be off on the side for me. Let me go check to make sure everything's checking out over there to make sure he's online. I've got 4 samples that were sent to me. I'm going to be trying those from Rock. So Rock sent 4 samples. Pretty awesome, pretty nice guy to be able to send those samples with one of the giveaways. I say giveaway, one of the duck races from the relocation thread. So I've got a completely blind sample. That's why we got the SLB Black Glen out, because I told him to tape it so we can't really see the color of the whiskey. I know you can kind of see the top, but there's no light. You really can't see what it is. So we'll keep the dark Glen for that, to keep that blind. He did send me one of his birthday samples, Brock's 33rd, and then I've got a Brookhill sample. If that'll focus, come on, there we go, Brookhill. And we got an Old Kirk sample from him. So those will be the 4 samples that I'll try tonight for sure. And then I've got a box below me with probably like 100 samples plus. Hey, DeJuan, what's going on, man? So with all those samples, that's going to give me a lot of content if I want to try to keep doing this. I think I might try to do some in like a video or short format, but live streams, although probably aren't good for the short term or gaining audience for the guys who are long-term subscribers to the channel or actually watch the content. The live streams are more interactive for you guys. That's where I can at least talk to you guys, and you guys can say whatever you guys want in chat. So pretty excited about that. He said he's in chat, so hopefully he can hear me. If he can hear me, he's going to be typing in responses in Discord. I'm going to go ahead and pour up one of these. I'm not sure which one he wants me to start with. One of them is 125 proof, and another one is about 127 proof. So he says he's here, so he can hear me. Okay. What would you like me to start with, Brock? Do you want me to start with the blinds mystery, or do you want me to try one of these other ones first? I've never had Brookhill before. And as far as Old Kirk, I don't believe I've ever had Old Kirk either. He was actually racing one of those bottles of Old Kirk, and I had to ask questions because I think I've heard the name before, but I didn't really know what it was. So trying to get insight on this, on what was in front of me and what I was drinking, and if I would want a bottle of it or not. So he said start with the Old Kirk first. So kind of a lighter color too. Hey, cheers, Gandhi. Speaking of samples, Gandhi had sent me a sample the other day that I had tried. We've been hearing about them. Riley actually told me to pick up a bottle of it, and then I thought about it. Gandhi had sent me a sample of the Horse Soldier 10-year. It was a store pick. Specs has a bunch of store picks right now that are around like 137 proof. I think the one Gandhi sent me is like 132, 133 proof. Absolutely kick-ass pour. It's like $110 out the door. I wasn't a huge fan of Horse Soldier, but those 10-year picks at 130 plus for cash strength, those are solid. Those are great, especially for the price. So thank you for that sample, Gandhi, and it definitely lightened me up to wanting to actually try Horse Soldier again. Hey, what's up, Victor? We got Jesus from the Bloody 81 too. What's up, brother? So we'll try this Old Kirk, 62.5%. This Old Kirk, I guess, is barrel number 32587. I don't know how they do their batches and their barrels on those and how different they are. Brock said this, think it's going to be the least impressive juice. Hey, I'm just glad he sent me a sample to try, because like I said, I don't think I've had Old Kirk before. If I have, it's been a sample, or it is a sample that's currently waiting to be drank, and I just haven't got around to it. So really, really cool just to try something that I haven't had before. It has like a cinnamon note to it, like almost like a red hot candied note. And it's got some kind of sweet like stone fruit note underneath it, but it's a little spicy. It's even a little spicy on the nose too. It's kind of hard to pick up when I first nosed it. Yeah. Brock said with the crazy oak funk, it's very oaky, but like the wood, I don't mind. The wood notes are fine. It's the there's like a cinnamon note to it. It's almost spicy, like red hot cinnamon candy. It's not something I would buy. I'm glad I didn't get a bottle of this. It's something, all right. Also, we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, so I got a couple while I was there. I actually got a couple cups while I was there. Got the Glen rinsed out from that. Still got plenty of sample left of that. We'll set that aside. I'll either revisit it on another date to see if I truly don't like it, or share it with somebody who has also never had it. Like Victor. Maybe Victor needs to have some Old Kirk. Maybe I sent him the other part of the sample, or next time he's in town, or next time I got something going his way. That's the Willet Purple Top juice. Oh yeah, that's right. He said it's like it's Willet Purple Top juice, which makes sense because a lot of their product has that cinnamon note to it, so that makes sense. That checks out 100%. So, do I dare to move on to the next one, Brock? Which one do you want me to try? I've got all four sitting in front of me. Hey, what's going on, Charles? Brock says to try the birthday pour next, so he has it labeled as Brock's 33rd. If it'll focus, there it goes. This one's a lot darker in color too than the Old Kirk. If I had to guess age just off of color, I'd probably say like 7 or 8 years, just off the color. It's a little bit darker, not too dark. See if it changes on the nose and palate, though. I have no idea what it is either. He hasn't told me. That's the other thing too. So like, I have no idea what these are. Rumor does have it that it's the weeded purple top. Huh. Well, I don't think it's the weeded purple top because the weeded purple top, I've had that bottle before. Tastes nothing like it. Willet Mashbill, I believe. Yeah. But ooh, this is very sweet. A little funky on the nose too. There's something going on here. Tastes way different than it smells. Way different. Taste almost malted. Maybe it is malted. It kind of reminds me of some of the Irish whiskey and some of the scotches that I've had. Honestly, with the nose and tasting notes on whatever this birthday pour is. It's kind of sweet with like a musty oak on the nose. The sweetness is like corn. He's asking what I think the proof is. The proof on the palate, let me try it again, it seems a little bit more elevated. Maybe like, I don't know. I went from like 125. I think this is probably less than that. Probably like 117, 118 proof, somewhere around there if I had to guess, just off of taste.
I said earlier, printing with epoxy. I meant printing with resin.
I don't have a resin printer though.
But that's what makes it like super shiny
Yeah.
and like, it looks really good.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say when you said that, I was like, I've never heard of someone printing with epoxy resin printers. Yeah, I've heard that. Let me know when you want me to send a pic of the bottle. First off, I guess the questions I have to ask to Brock while he's in the Discord is this even a bourbon? Because if I had to guess, I would say this isn't a bourbon. It tastes malted. It's a wheater. I get very little wheat. That's weird. I mean, there's undertones that there's wheat present. Hey, what's up, Brandon? At the gym. Let's go, brother. Getting them gains. Dave Vogelsang, what's going on? We get a lot of Dave Vogelsang samples too. We're gonna have to do a lot more of these little live streams or shorts and videos of me getting through some of these samples. I've got to do something with all of them. I've got so many of them. Oh, that's why I would never have guessed what it is. I knew it was funky. I knew it was funky. He sent me pictures of it. That's awesome, man. He went to Southern Collective and he did a pick for his birthday. He's got a birthday bottle. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Riley and Tyler both have let me try some of the crazy Southern Collective bottles, and almost every single one of them, not even in the ballpark on guessing like, mash bill, proof, age, any of that. Like anything you think you know about whiskey and doing something blind and not knowing what it is. If it involves Southern Collective, 9 times out of 10, I think you're going to fall flat on your face and fail. He got me. You said guess the source from Tennessee. Well, I mean, they only have like a couple, right? You got like Tennessee Distilling and like Jack Daniels and stuff like that. But I don't know where they would source it from. It says it's aged at least 5 years. It's 130 proof. So I wasn't too far off on the proof. I thought it was a little bit lower though. It doesn't drink very hot. I don't know all my Tennessee distilleries, so I think that's my biggest downside right now. Let me get a little help from Google on what's around. I wouldn't guess Nashville. Nashville Barrel Company sounds like a bad guess. I'm just kind of scrolling through. I'm not really sure. It's a month short of 6 years, so a 5-year, 11 month. I would probably just off of a quick Google search on which ones to guess from. I don't nearest green maybe. It's a ballpark. Sourced by Bardstown. Wow. Sourced by Bardstown in a spot in Tennessee. It's definitely unique. Definitely different. Wow. That's pretty good. I'm assuming you did a bottle of your own experience with them, and they probably took good care of you. And you got some really funky stuff. Very reasonably priced, very good tasting stuff. Southern Collective's got some good stuff going on. Some of those store picks I think have finally started hitting Texas. I think they're now allowed in Texas. For a while they weren't. So it'll be exciting to see more of their stuff. Said sorry out on my side, Old Glory. Up in Clarksville, Tennessee area. Okay. Yeah, Southern Collective. No way I was guessing that. Pretty good, pretty funky. Would not have guessed Weeder. Oof. I think Brock's got me already beat with those two. What's next, Brock? What am I going to be surprised by next? Brook Hill or the blind? Go for the Brook Hill. Never had Brook Hill before, so. Now, if my knowledge, if I can recall. Hey, what's up, Tom Black? This Brook Hill is essentially the BTAC for rare character. And I've had very few rare characters. Couple TKOs from Tyler, and a couple samples from a few people here and there too that have sent samples. Maybe on hand 5 different expressions from rare character. Never Brook Hill, so don't really know their tasting profile. Don't know really what they go for. I know some of the ones I like are the experimental rise, so obviously those aren't really a baseline, I would say, for rare characters. So it'll be interesting. I'll try my best on this one too, just to see if I can enjoy it. Sucks when you enjoy some of these though, because some of these Brook Hills get very expensive. I think like $350, $375 is like the cheapest ones you can get, and then they go north of $1,000 for a bottle, depending on which bottle you have. Hey, what's up, JC? You did hear rye. We were talking about how some of these Brook Hills they got some rye and some rare character ryes. Damn, that's good. It's really sweet. It's like no bite. It's what 126, 127 proof, 127 proof Brook Hill. Bonaire. Very sweet on the nose. Very sweet on the palate. That's incredible. That's really good. It seems like it has a high wheat profile too. It's 9 years old too. So I know they have some crazy age dated ones too, but even at 9 years, that's incredible. Hey, what's up, Will? David, what's going on? Brock said his group loved it. Yeah, I can see why. It's crushable. This doesn't drink that hot. Very sweet to the nose and to the palate. Oh, Juggernaut and Sundown. Yeah. Those guys are good people. It's really good. I mean, there's just nothing negative to say about that. Maybe a little too sweet if I had to have anything negative to say. Some of you guys that don't like the sweet notes and you'd rather have like the leather, oak, or spice might not be your fancy, but pretty savory. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Hopefully work wasn't too bad for you, and hopefully your back's doing pretty good, man. Can't wait to hang out again. We got to figure out what's next on the agenda. Little Glen rinse right there at the end. Ooh, now that's gonna be tough because Brock gave me a blind sample, a truly blind sample. I know nothing. Even told him to tape it up. So David, what's up in the glass is what you're at. What was in the glass? You missed it. Okay. Start from the beginning. We had Old Kirk. Then we went to Brock's 33rd birthday bottle, which is a Southern Collective bottle. And then we just had a Brook Hill Bonaire 9-year pick. Those are the 3 pours we've had so far. Now we're going to pour up a mystery sample. Brock's on the other monitor for me. He's on Discord. We're chatting back and forth, or I'm responding to him via YouTube, and he's typing. So this is the one that he wants me to do my best on. So anything you've heard or seen before, this will be my the good old college try. I'm going to ask some questions and hopefully try to get some answers. We'll see if we can make it figured out. Tyler's just making it. What are you drinking? Old Kurt, Southern Collective, Brook Hill, and then now we got a mystery sample. So we're about to dive off on this one. So JC said, "Hey man, have you seen anything craft start showing up in your area?" I started getting basic hard truth lineup near me. Some stuff. I mean, it's tough. A lot of whiskey distilleries are considered craft now, right? David, I don't like Willet at all. I don't like that cinnamon note, that red hot note, and Old Kirk captured all of those notes together. So no, I would never buy a bottle of Old Kirk. I was really thankful to have a sample of it, so I can definitely save my money and use it elsewhere because that was not good to me. So, all right, this is what Brock came for. Whew. Brock said these ads are killing him. How many ads have you had, Brock? Because it's automatic set up by YouTube. I can try to tone them down a little bit if it'll let me, but YouTube goes crazy on ads. Have you had what? We've been going for 26 and a half minutes. I'm guessing you've had what, 2 or 3? Very sweet nose. Yeah, nailed it. Josh nailed it. Damn. I think I've had something similar to this before. It's very off profile, very wild, very wacky. Hard to describe right now. I'll do my best to put some of this into words, but we're going to try to narrow some of this down. Brock said 3. LOL. He said, "You are good. Get your money." What money? I'll do this live stream. Even if we went for an hour and a half or even 2 hours, like I'll get like 10 cents even after you guys watch all those ads. Like YouTube does not pay for ad revenue or the shit. Don't let anyone fool you guys. I'll stream my YouTube studio and show you how much money I make from a live. It's not good. Someone could send me a $4.99 or $5 super chat, and even after YouTube takes 60% of that and pays me the remaining 40%, I think it's 40% or 60%. One of us is getting 40, the other one's getting 60. That's still more than I'll ever make off the ad revenue of a single video or live. It's so bad. I think my best video, that was a long form video, I got like 35 or $40, which was crazy to me. But that was like a hour long video that had a bunch of bourbon hunting in it. So. Damn. Okay. All right, Brock. I got to give this a college try. I don't know what it is. It seems familiar. We're trying asking some questions so we can try to narrow this down. Is the distillery on the eastern half of the United States? That's going to be the first question. There's some funky ones on the West Coast, but there's kind of few and far in between. Most stuff is going to be East Coast. So that's not like a narrow it down question, obviously. So we'll try to start broad and work our way in. David said Old Kirk was $79 when it hit first in Tennessee. 100% agree. Very unique and red hot. Yeah, I mean that's a fine tasting note. Like it's not something I like. I hate it. But if someone likes that cinnamon and red hot note, then Old Kirk might be great, especially if they were $80. I don't think they're $80 now, but if they are, nice. That's worth 0.3 of a penny for each of us. Basically, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Okay, that's a very broad question. Brock said yes, it is East Coast. Okay, let's go more narrow. If we divide the U.S. in half across the equator, is it on the southern half of the East Coast. So, like Florida, Georgia, kind of around that area, and then all the way over to like Kentucky area. Kind of keep it in that big, broad, general area. Because I mean, that's where most whiskey's made still. Brock said add LOL. He got out of there. Hey, what's up, Locktar? I got the helm right here, Locktar. I had to show it off at least once to be able to be like, hey, we're starting a little new hobby, a little new project, doing some craziness. All right, well, we didn't quite get an answer to that question just yet, which is fine from Brock. It's not that big of a deal. We know it's East Coast. Let's go ahead and say that it's a bourbon. Is it a bourbon? I'm going to lock in. I think yes. I do think it is a bourbon. Is it a bourbon? Waiting on Brock. YouTube Premium is a must, and it actually does still help me, even though you don't have to watch the ads. Okay. The proof point. Is it between 110 and 120 proof? That can be done. I mean, I can't add it afterwards, but like when printing one, you can actually add stuff like that. So that can be done. I guess I could technically print out like a logo and like glue it on there.
This boy is rolling around in a pile of clothes in the room.
Oh, we knew he was going to dump his dresser. He said both. It's classified as a rye. This is classified as a rye. That changes a lot. On the back end of the finish, the finish is telling me, yeah, I can see that. Okay. It's below that proof point range. It's below 120 proof. It's below 110 proof. It's between 100 and 110 proof then. That's my guess. It's between 100 and 110 proof. That's true too. You can put stickers all over it. Once I found out, still helps YouTubers even with premium. They got me. I just hate giving YouTube my money. They take my money anyways, but I hate giving them my money. Okay. It's between 100 and 110 proof. It's classified as a rye. It's got to be like, trying to think of this mash bill wise. There can't be that much rye in this. This has got to be like a high rye. How much rye are we talking? Do we have like 50 to 60% rye in this, or is there more than 60% rye in this mash bill, if you know it? Curious on what Brock has to say. If it's above 60% rye, I really will be stumped, because honestly, I don't get that much rye on this. It's a blend. Okay. It's a blend of bourbon and rye. That's why you said both, because I was kind of correct, but it's classified as a rye. Of 3 different ryes. Now I'm really crushed. Did you get anything in the Total Wine Lotto? No, I got a you were not selected email. A classified rye has to be 51% rye. Well, it has to be minimum 51%. That's why I'm curious if it was 50 to 60% rye, because some of these you have like MGPs that are 95.5s, but the rye is normally very like evident. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, but yes, thank you. That is definitely right. 51% to be a rye. So we knew it was at least that. I just thought it was low rye. That's why I was saying 50 to 60%. Kind of put a number on it. It's a rye with a twist. Oh my god. Oof. Okay. So we know the proof. Well, we know a proof range. Now it's a blend of ryes. 3 different ryes. And I am not going to be good at this. Oh, you don't have to say sorry, bud. I never win these total wine lotteries. I always lose them, so it's expected. Just furthers my disappointment. All right, we had poured up half the sample. We just had to pour up the other half because we've ran out of sample. Now we had to re-top off so we can try to get a little bit closer. Brock said this is why it's fun. Well, it's fun for him because he's like, I know what it is, but you don't. Oh, okay. Let's go for age statement. This has got some character to it. And the rye notes are pretty subtle, so it's got to have some age to it. Does this bottle have a age statement greater than 8 years? Or is the age statement on this bottle greater than 8 years, Brock? That'll be another question to help give me a little bit more information. Still gonna be really far off. It's between 100 and 110 proof. That was confirmed, between 100 and 110 proof. It's a blend of 3 different ryes at least. There's some bourbon mixed in with it too. We're talking East Coast. No age statement. Okay. Is it sourced? Oh, no bourbon in it at all. Just a blend of 3 ryes. Who does blends of ryes? It is sourced. Okay. Whew. Sagamore does blends of ryes, but I'm going to go out on a limb, Locktar. I'm going to guess that it's from RY3 Distillery. Is it a RY3 Distillery bottle? I don't think it's Dickel. Dickel Rye collab at 100 proof. I don't think it's Dickel. The Dickel has a certain profile even for their ryes. It's not RY3, so the distillery guess was wrong. We'll let Locktar's guess go through then and say, is it from Sagamore? Does Sagamore have any influence on this bottle? Oh, but Locktar says Sagamore doesn't distill or doesn't source, so it's not Sagamore. The answer is no. Okay. Whew. This is tough. Is it from Indiana? 2 of the 3 blends are Sagamore. Is it from Indiana? We're going to get very specific with states. I've got to guess if it's from Indiana, but I'm not sure if it's from Indiana. So we're going to go ahead and guess. Is it from Indiana? Come on. Give me some information, Brock, if you're not stuck watching another ad. It's not from Indiana. Well, if it's not from Indiana, then it can't be 3 chord. 3 chord was going to be one of my guesses. Okay. Let's dumb this down for myself just because you said that two of them are Sagamore. Does this bottle hail from Michigan? Brock, if this is from Michigan, I'm going to feel really disappointed that I didn't get there sooner. Okay. It's not Evernorth then. Okay. Evernorth does some of this stuff too where they blend. So I had to make sure it wasn't from Michigan. Gosh, man, this is really stumping the hell out of me right now. Who could it be? Hmm. There's no way this is like a barrel product, right? It's not like a barrel seagrass or something. It's a little funky and it has like some sweet notes to it that I don't know. This is definitely kicking my butt though. If you guys could see my other monitor on Discord and see all the notes to my questions, I'm getting crushed. Is it a big, well-known distillery? Like, let's say, like one of the big five or big six. I guess that'll help a little bit. I'm gonna guess the answer is no, since it's a blend, but we're gonna ask it anyways, just so we can make sure we're not guessing or so we're not missing the obvious ones. I did say barrel, yeah, but he said no. Yeah, I thought that too. High West. High West. I don't. Does High West blend? Do they do a blend, or do they source Sagamore? Original Sagamore did source, but since they do it all on their own, it's only ever. Oh yeah, okay. Big in the sourcing game, so not a big distillery, but big in the sourcing game. Okay. Um. Ugh. The NDP is in Kentucky. Okay. Well, that would help for sure. Whew. Okay. Okay, so we got a few to fire off. I'm gonna throw out one that could be it because they do trash can blends. Jay Mattingly. Jay Mattingly is gonna be an option out there, I think, for a blender. For a blender. Hey, what's up, Roland? He said no to Jay Mattingly as well. I keep having to close and reopen. One ad repeats and freezes. I have no idea why that does that, Patrick. I wish I knew. Oh, I'm gonna guess that I've never had it before, whatever it is, because I'm not even close apparently. Blue Gas Distillers. I mean, they do what, like Elkwood. That's another brand that I've never had before. Castle and Keys, another one that I've never really had anything from them. I don't think Angel Envy sources too much. Maybe they collaborate with people. Bardstown, definitely not Buffalo Trace. Shit, I really don't know. New Riff? Is it New Riff? It's kind of got like some of that sweet like herbal notes to it. Is it New Riff? Does it come from New Riff Distillery? I just said the name and it's not New Riff. Nope on New Riff. Okay. Well, I just said the name. Okay. Well, was it Bluegrass Distillers? Because I don't think they source. He said I said it. The only other ones I said was Castle and Key, Angels Envy, and Bardstown, and Buffalo Trace. I guess Castle and Key. I don't know. I've had like maybe one of their products. Is 15 stars in Kentucky? I don't think so, but he said I said the name at some point, so I'm gonna guess with Bluegrass. Like I don't know. He's crushing me right now because I'm just naming off shit from Kentucky at this point. I'm like, I haven't had half of these offerings. There's no way I'm gonna be able to narrow this down. Bardstown Bourbon Company is the 3 piece to the puzzle. Okay, so Bardstown is one of the 3 ryes sourced, and then the other 2 ryes that were sourced were from Sagamore. So is the bottle a Bardstown collaborative bottle or no? Because if it's not a collaborative bottle, then we have other guesses we have to figure out to try to narrow down what this bottle might be. And I'm all out of whiskey. I have no idea what it is, and I think I've never had it before. And it's a blend. And he said no. So since he said no, I'm really screwed. It's not a Bardstown collab. Who blends Bardstown with Sagamore? Pursuit United. It's got to be Pursuit United. Like I'm just thinking about it right now. I've had like their double oaked rye and their double oaked bourbon. It's got to be Pursuit, please. He said huge podcast. What does that mean? I don't freaking know. It's got to be Pursuit. There's no way it's not Pursuit, right? Bourbon Pursuit podcast. Since he said podcast, boom. Okay, it's a Pursuit bottle. Oh my god. I have had like 3 bottles of Pursuit, maybe 4 or 5 other expressions through samples. I have had some of their products. Pursuit double oaked rye. I've had that bottle before. I knew it tasted familiar, but I was this glass, guys. This glass is empty. Like that little bit of drops that came out. That was it. There's a couple drops. That was it. Empty, and we had a lot of help right there. Brock had to help us through that one. Picked by Bluegrass Barrel. That's freaking hilarious because I said Bluegrass Distillery too. Thoughts on that pour? Unique and funky, sweet, a little bit of herbalness to it. Not too much oak, especially not for a double oaked rye. Good blend. Hey, what's up, Joe B? That was good. Hopefully you were entertained by me struggling too, Brock. I know you had to like help spoon feed it to me at the end with some hints, but kind of disappointed myself because I'm pretty sure I've had that bottle before, and we didn't get to that answer like I wanted to. So my fault, I guess. Ooh, man, it feels good to have the answer, but it also makes me feel like an idiot trying to guess. I've maybe only had the double oaked bourbon that I've drank, and I think I've only had samples of everything else, including the double oaked rye, which is what that pick was. And the rye content other than the finish, I didn't feel like it was that much of a rye. It wasn't very rye forward, in my opinion. I'm going to grab a sample from the box, and we're going to try it. See what we can figure out, what I want to grab. This Mike from WV Bourbon Guy here right now. Or who else is in here? I know I got some more samples in here. This is not the Dave Vogelsang box, because the obvious sample would be to grab one of those, but I don't think I have one of those samples in this box. I have a box dedicated just for Dave Vogelsang samples. Driftless skin, Glenfiddich. Let's see. We'll drink some old Louisville. He said one of his favorite pours of the year was the one we just had too, that double oak rye. 52 rye, 43 corn, 5% malted barley. So that guess between 50 and 60% rye on the lower end of the rye was correct for the one Sagamore. But because it was a blend, the other Sagamore 4 was a 95.5, and then the other one was also 95.5 from Bardstown. So it was also wrong at the same time. Yeah, that definitely stumped me. The fact that the blends. That's funny. I have an old Louisville sample. It's a 7-year wheated 118 proof that I'm going to drink next. This little 1 ounce bottle, so we'll just pour it all up. Based on the label and based on the bottle, if I had to guess, I think this is one of my locals that sent this to me. I want to say Michael Rodriguez, M-Rod. I want to see if he gave me this sample. If I'm wrong, and this sample was from you, it was pasted over another label, which is something I do. And it's written in blue ink, and it's in a 1 ounce bottle, brown bottle. The only other person I could think of would probably be like Albert, is one of my other locals. I'm going to guess Michael Rodriguez sent me the sample, though, or Albert gave me the sample. So if you gave me the sample and you're in the chat, go ahead and say something now, and I'll give you credit where credit's due. But this was pretty much the live. I'll do a couple more pours, obviously, a couple more tries of just sampling stuff and telling you guys what I like, what I don't like. If you guys have any questions for me as far as what's going on with the channel, where do you guys see like this channel going, or what do you want to see happen with this channel? We are going to start taking a different path, and we'll start trying to categorize this playlist into a whiskey bourbon playlist. And I'll start with more content too on the creative side, and kind of talk about 3D printing, on how that came about, why that became an interest, getting the green light from the wife to buy a printer as well, and what I can and can't do with it for the whiskey and bourbon tube community, but also for my kids and for other people who have kids or are trying to get in that creative touch of designing stuff or printing stuff. A lot of the stuff that's already been designed, you don't have to design it. You just literally send it to the printer and print it, and then play with it or use it however it seems fit. Some stuff's tools, some things are for toys, fidget toys, whatever. But we're going to drink some old Louisville and let you guys ask as many questions as possible. If you guys want to come on, I will go ahead and get a link copied and pasted into the chat. So you guys are more than welcome to pop in. Whenever you pop in, I will add you to the show. So make sure you're ready to chat. You don't have to turn your camera on by any means, but make sure you have your microphone ready so you can ask some questions. But I do want to do some more whiskey content. But like I said, Monday through Friday, really busy with the kids. Saturday's kind of the only day I can go hunting. Joe B. I got a YouTube channel you can go watch and subscribe to. It's called Print, Shoot, Repeat. I think you'll love him. He's already done one. It was in pink too. He even links to a website because he has to, because it's YouTube. And then that website links you to the print file, so you can do that. And then another link to a website to buy the parts kits. Victor said he's getting ready to head to bed, but cheers, my friend. We'll have to be in touch too. You need printed things? I can definitely print you some stuff. So let me know. We'll start doing some stuff for the channel too. Eventually, we'll get there. 3D printing is something that I just recently kind of picked up. I actually sold a bottle of George T. Stagg to help pay for the printer. I did go with a Bamboo Labs P1S printer during their anniversary sale. Bought 4 different colors of filament and some accessories for it, including the AMS. It was about $1,000. It was not cheap, but here we are. Had Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend and Old Elk Punch Cut. Wasn't my bag. Now water. I like water. Water's good. Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Some of the older batches for sure. The last batch I had was batch 199, and I haven't touched it since. Probably won't buy any more. One of my buddies finally printed one of the fidget toys I was talking about. They make a collapsible katana that you can print all on one plate and then play with that. That's pretty cool. He just sent me a picture of it. Sipping on water because I have to be up for work at 2:30. So you're waking up in the middle of the night to go to work. That seems wild. I forgot your schedule is very wonky. Water superior, water first, water whiskey after, then water again. Water in between pours for sure. I try to have a water cup on hand. I try to drink water in between. I try to do Glen rinses with water. The more water you drink and stay hydrated, the less the whiskey is going to really bother or affect you, especially if you guys are worried about hangovers if you're getting old. Oh, Brock just asked a good question. He said favorite of the four. Well, least favorite is Old Kirk. We'll rate that one last. That's tough. I think I would probably put the Pursuit Double Oaked Rye, that was the blind, in third, which was actually pretty good. I just didn't know what it was. But I put it in third because I think the funkiness and uniqueness of Southern Collective, your 33rd birthday pick from Southern Collective, I will put as second. And I think I'm actually going to put that Brook Hill. It was 127 or 100 was 127 proof 9-year at number one because that was truly crushable. That's a bottle kill bottle that you wouldn't have to. I mean, you would have to take it away from me if you didn't want me to drink it. So, once again for Brock, we'll go Old Kirk, the Pursuit Double Oaked Rye, the Southern Collective bottle, and then the Brook Hill. I think that'll be my ranking of the four in order. Good question, especially since we're getting ready to start drinking some more of this Old Louisville. Nice. I didn't even know they made 10 years. Old Louisville 10-year bourbon store pick at 110 proof. That sounds great. What's the price on those look like, Juan? Like when you said you bought it, I'm assuming you bought it from a store. What's the price on those? Because this 7 years crushable at 118 proof. Brock said he loved the order. Okay. Hopefully I didn't offend him too much with the order, but I mean, personal preference. I hate cinnamon, so Old Kirk was definitely last. Oh, Brock's got to get out of here, so appreciate it, man. Thanks for being on the side for Discord. I know you reached out to me, wanted to pop in and just do a quick last-minute live anyway, so I'm glad he was able to be here and help support that, especially with the samples. Thanks to the whiskey. Thanks for the experience. Like I said, I only had one of those bottles, and it was the one that was a blind. The other three I hadn't had at all. Southern Collective had a few things from. Never had any Brook Hill. Had a few rare character bottles, and Old Kirk had never been on my list either. So really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Brock, for helping me out with this live stream and for the exciting surprise of the blind. Let's see. Finish off the bottle of 10-year-old pick I had. Let's see. 3D printed merch. 3D printed merch. Definitely, we were talking about that earlier. I don't know if you were in here, Josh, when I held it up. This one is not complete. It's a rough print. I was trying to work it out. Tater Dom actually did some of these prints that he did really well. I'm trying to replicate it on my own, and it didn't come out well. So Dom's going to send me his print files. We're going to work on it. The bottom part with the RJ and the mustache is perfect. The hat, it's terrible. It's rough. It's coarse. It didn't feel right. Probably because our nozzle is a 0.4. We need probably a 0.2. But this is actually a like poker chip. It's a Glen topper though. It's got the Ritus. This is a SLB Glen, so it's not actually designed for this one. It won't fit properly, but this will fit on top of your Glens. We also are looking at doing those little 3D printed barrels too, because Tater Dom had sent us one of those. I can definitely do something like that for you guys that'll hold a single Glen for transport. 376 and was good. Hell yeah. I'm looking for Joseph Magna cigar. My dad tried it in Jersey and now wants me to find one. Going to be the most expensive bottle I've ever bought when I locate one. Specs. Fuck Total Wine. Goody, maybe. Specs should have them. If they don't, I know most goodies have them. It's around $200 before tax. It's about $216 out the door on the high ends. I think Specs is $199, $216 is about like the top I would pay for a bottle. So like maybe $220 roughly. I have some stuff I owe you. I know we talked about me sending you some stuff. Maybe I can just meet up on the west side of town again. I don't know how far of a drive that is for you. I know the last time we were talking about it, it was kind of like a halfway point between me and you. Maybe you had to drive a couple minutes or miles further to meet me halfway. Maybe we do something like that again, a little bit more further west towards you. I'll do the extra driving this time instead of you doing the extra driving. And that way we can maybe sit down, have lunch, and I can help get you a bottle. So if you can't find it, let me know. I definitely have all three of the project bottles that you wanted, and I can help get that bottle for you to give to your dad. So, Southern Collective have some banger bottles. Great stop if anyone's in Nashville. Absolutely. If you guys are part of the Whacked Out Whiskey Club, I've been banned. We're not going to get into details about that, but part of that, reach out to some of the guys there, especially Riley. Southern Collective is definitely a place to talk to and go to. Riley's got pretty good insight. We've got a friend that works at that distillery, so whiskey friend over there that'll help take care of you guys and make sure you get taken care of very nicely. So if you want to do Southern Collective, you're able to get out there in Nashville, definitely make the effort. Reach out to some of those guys. Wants $130 for a store pick from Easy Liquor, Sun Prairie. Bought it to get into the raffle this Tuesday. Nice. It's good pour too. Old Kirk is, or not Old Kirk. Old Louisville's good. You ever cracked that Old Forester Presidential? What's your take on it? Chance, you're going to be very disappointed. I've had one bottle of it. Roland, I see you in the background. I'll bring you on here in a second. Give me one moment. I didn't keep that bottle. I had some crazy bills and expenses come up with the kid. I didn't keep that bottle. We needed the money to help pay for those bills. I still have Old Forester President's Choice on the bucket list. We will buy a bottle, especially now that we can get them for cheaper, around $400. I will buy one and we will crack it and drink it. So I will be able to give you an answer. But right now, Chance, I did not get one of those. So I'm going to bring Roland front and center. This guy's Mr. Mom. You guys haven't seen him from YouTube chat before. What's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Sound loud and clear.
All righty. Thought I'd pop in for a few minutes, say, hey, it hadn't been a while.
It hadn't been too long, but it's been a while.
It hadn't been too long, yeah. The last time was pretty epic.
I was about to say, the first time was pretty epic, and the second time was also epic. I try to make sure we keep bringing some bangers.
Yeah, that was a couple of epic nights here with some good pours.
We're trying to limit ourselves every time I hang out with you, where I only bring 6 bottles, but we got to make sure at least one of them is a BTAC or something just as crazy.
Yeah. Well, I was able to get out and about, and that bottle of Dant that I told you I was able to pick up a couple, so I got one with your name on it.
Hell yeah.
And I got gifted a bottle of Macallan Harmony Rich Cacao. There's going to be a sample of that with your name on it.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that, and I was like, man, that seems like a crazy bottle, because you said they tried it and they didn't like it, so they forwarded it to you.
Yeah.
That's not a cheap bottle. I mean, I'm not a huge Scotch fan, but I'm always down to try anything. So when I've tried the Scotches I've had, Macallan's had some pretty good product. I mean, I know a lot of it's like kind of paying for the name, paying for the brand, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. When I was on the way back from that last trip into last month, I popped in at Total up in Plano, and I picked up a bottle of that Glenmorangie triple cask, and that's really good.
And now you got me looking for those special releases of the Glenmorangie. You said, like, was it Birthday Cake? Was that one of them?
That wasn't Glenmorangie, I don't think. I think that was Glen Scotia. It might be Glenmorangie. Tale of Ice Cream, Tale of Cake.
I think those are Glenmorangie.
It might be. I get the two of them confused sometimes.
Yeah, they have very similar names. Maybe they're very different over there for those guys, but for me, they look the same.
Yeah. And the other one that I got was, I think it's also, yeah, it's a Glenmorangie. I believe it's a Palo Cortado. It's really good. It's
Yeah, no,
finished in the Palo Cortado barrels.
I definitely need to start drinking more scotches. I actually, I should be ashamed right now. I don't have a single scotch on my entire shelf.
I was on Bad Axe Bobby's live just a little while ago, and he was talking about visiting Bent Distilling. He was over there with Conrad with Whiskey Bonded.
Yeah,
So I went and got some of my Bent. I was drinking a couple of those a little while ago, and I'm finishing one of those off.
they're pretty good. They're not bad.
No,
Job well done for those guys for what I would consider just a craft distillery.
I'm really fond of their malted, their straight malt.
Yeah, I want to say
Wheated
they're
good.
Denton, Texas, and that's where I actually used to live at one point. I've still yet to visit a distillery, but with all this change of pace and life and stuff, I think I've got the wife on board. We just got to figure out a date. I think my next distillery and my first distillery will either be Balcones in Waco or
Mhm.
5 Point / Lone Elm Distillery, which is just slightly east of Dallas. So it sounds like the wife's willing to actually go on a tour for some whiskey, even though she doesn't like whiskey at all and thinks I'm crazy for drinking it.
Yeah, you've got oh, what's the one right up by Sherman and Denison? Uh, Iron Root. Iron Root's right up there.
Yeah, Iron Root would be another great one for sure. They do some crazy good stuff. Their cigar blend they did, their 10-year anniversary bottle was exceptional. Matter of fact, when people talk about what Josh was talking about earlier, like Joseph Magnus cigar blend, I don't understand why people would pay $200 for a cigar blend when I obviously availability, but Iron Root it was like $65 or $85, I think, roughly for the price of a bottle of their cigar blend, and I think it's crazy good.
Well, have you tried the Wheel Horse cigar blend?
I have not. I have had some Wheelhorse expressions. I wasn't a huge fan, but it's only been their like bottom shelf stuff, like their rye and their
Yeah,
whiskey, their bourbon.
I picked up a Wheel Horse cigar blend last week here in Tulsa. $36.
Yeah, their stuff is very cheap, very affordable.
And it is really good. I'm When I go back, I'm going to get a backup for it because I like it that much. I think I'm going to try their toasted one also.
As Josh said, he's had the 101 rye. I've had the toasted, and then they had like a regular like I want to say it was bourbon. Maybe it was just called a whiskey from Goody Goody. Those are the only three expressions I've ever seen or tried, which they're all like super bottom shelf stuff that's pretty readily available, at least at Goody Goody for like $30. So
What did you think of the toasted?
I'm not a huge fan of anything toasted, to be honest. I thought I would be. I like double oaks. Toasted, just not quite there. So
Mhm. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
no,
that's
Wheel Horse has never been on my bucket list. I want to say I'm drawing a blank right now. It's a guy and a girl. They have a YouTube channel. It's quite large, and they did a Wheel Horse pick.
average drinker, maybe.
I don't think so. It's a pretty large channel, even larger than that. I'm drawing blanks right now, but they did a Wheel Horse pick,
Okay.
and I did have a sample of it, and I drank it, and I thought it was all right, but I still think it's like cheap bottom shelf stuff. Like I was
Was
kind of
it was
disappointed.
it Chad, was it Chad and Sarah at its bourbon night?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Whiskey Row. It was a Whiskey Row pick. Josh just hit it on the nail.
Okay. Jamie and David. Now, did they do Wheel Horse or Horse Soldier?
I think they actually did both, but they did a Wheel Horse pick for sure. I know it was Wheel Horse because I had a pick of it. It
Yeah.
was from their channel, and I did not like it, but I didn't like it if that makes sense. Like I was indifferent about it. Um, I think from what I heard from the price of the bottle, because I had a sample of it, I think they charged more than it was worth, but at the same time, like it was their pick. They are a large YouTube channel. They do have a following for sure. They had probably one of the best barrels that's come out of Wheel Horse. not someone I would buy a barrel from.
Well, I got gifted a sample of that Silver Belly birthday stuff. That was pretty good.
Yeah. That's the only thing good that I thought came from their distillery.
I was rather surprised, and that and several others. And OGD one.
Who sent you the sample of that? I didn't send you the sample of that one. Did I? Did Dave
Well,
Ogleslang send it or Gandy send it?
Dave did.
Dave did. Okay. Yeah. Remind me next time because you said you liked it. Remind me that I have that bottle. I could have brought that as one of the 6 bottles when we were trying to narrow down what I had to bring. You could have had it again.
Okay.
Know that you had something you liked.
Well, I might be back down end of August. Not too sure yet. Depends on.
I'll be
my
available.
son-in-law's
I don't go back to work until basically September anyway. So like regular work, I'll be working weekends, but weekdays if you're in town, especially in August, you definitely let me know.
All right, I will.
I'll
Well,
I'll find some stuff to bring. I know
And
Chance was just asking too. He said he gets it, and he was just curious about me trying that Old Forester Presidential Choice. I did buy a bottle at that one point, but I ended up parting ways with it almost as soon as I got it because of bills.
yeah.
I'm probably going to buy an Old Forester President's Choice off full secondary, and I definitely want to crack it pretty quick. So that'll probably be something that if it's the end of August, that's about the timeline. I should have the money. I should be ready to buy. That would be a bottle I would love to have and definitely one to try. And I would definitely say, other than the 150th anniversary batches 1, 2, and 3 from Old Forester, the President's Choice is like the best offering, even better than the birthday bourbon from Old Forester. So you want to try some of that when you're in town. I'll definitely pick up a bottle, even if I have to buy it on full secondary for like $400+. And I think that'll be a pretty good surprise.
Are y'all seeing any of the Eagle 12 down there yet?
Yes. I haven't been able to get out and about and to do it. The big stores, Total Wine and Specs, haven't heard or seen from it, but the mom and pops, absolutely. Anywhere between $60 to $300, depending on which store you go to.
Yeah.
Secondary on them have kind of calmed down. They're around like $250, $210, which is pretty outrageous for a $50 MSRP bottle. But some of these mom and pops charges $60 to $75 if and when you can find one. I haven't really looked for one. I just figured I'd wait because I feel like it's going to be like year or 10-year. It's going to be a regular release. It's going to come out. It's not limited like that. It's just a matter of time before distribution catches up with production. I will get one, obviously. So maybe I'll do some effort too and try to get one of those for we'll say under $100. Like I won't pretend I can get it for MSRP, but under $100. That'll be another bottle at the end of August. Maybe that'll be a surprise bottle I can bring to the share.
If the kids make another run, they found Eagle Rare for me on the back roads.
Good night.
They might have. I can call and check with them and see if they've got any. If so, I'll have them pick up too.
I'm supposed to be getting an Eagle Rare store pick from Jay. I think he picked one up already for me. I thought he was going to come over to the house today to drop it off, but I haven't heard anything else from him, so maybe he got busy. But I have that bottle that should be on the way too. So if I can get Eagle Rare 12 and compare it to like a 10-year store pick, that'd be pretty crazy too, because some of those 10-year picks are a little bit older than 10 years, and see how a store pick of 10-year can compare to the 12-year. I also have another bottle I'll be picking up too. I've already paid for it. Just got to go meet up with him. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's watching now. He gets pretty caught up and busy, and his phone likes to die. Greed for Speed 02. That's Nate. Nate's one of my locals. He went to the Blendery, which is up in Dallas, and he picked up a bottle for me. It's the Black Cherry Bama Lamb pick for the Den. The Den is the DFW whiskey group that has, I don't know, 1,700 or 1,800 members for locals. They're super big in hunting and all the allocated stuff. A lot of flippers in there too. So those guys don't like sharing information, but they did a pick and it's great. So I'm excited to try it. I haven't had it yet, but I heard cherry and dark fruit and dark oak notes, and I was like, sign me up. So that'll be another bottle that for sure would be a special bottle that it's a single barrel. I mean, once it's gone, it's gone. Price on that bottle was like $105 to $115 roughly out the door. So pretty respectable price, and I'll be excited to try that too. Chance says that whoa, black cherry is delicious. So Chance obviously knows what's up with it. So a few people definitely have heard about it. Definitely knew about it. It was a pre-order bottle through the Den. If you didn't pre-order it through the Blendery with the Den as the backing group, there was 36 bottles that were first come first serve, and after that was it. It was sold out. It's gone. So I'm pretty excited for that one for sure, though. Looks like JC he's on the far west side of Texas. He's looking for one of those Eagle Rare 12s as well.
With the guy there in DFW, Whiskey Trick.
Doesn't sound familiar.
I got on one of his lives the other night. Had a lot of fun on there. He said
some light. I realized how dark it was in here. I'm trying to keep the kid asleep. He's down the hall, so I don't want to wake him up. I started disappearing in the night.
In my room. I'm back in my room, and I got my door closed because my grandson's already crashing out too.
Well, I've got the 3D printer running, so the noise I'm making is like minimal to none compared to that printer right now. We're printing a Godzilla, so the kid will have another toy to play with. Well, we've been printing all kinds of stuff. I bought this 3D printer, and we got like a green dragon here. We got a little capybara sculpture. I've got it's Shark Week right now, so we printed a shark.
Did I hear you say you're going to do some Glen toppers?
I am. So this was our test print. It didn't come out perfect. It still works. It's a Glen topper. The hat is a little funky on the filament. It didn't fill all the quite way in on the brim. The RJ and the mustache are smooth, and it actually has a groove perfectly cut. It sits on top of a Glen just fine as a Glen topper. So I do want to do these for the blinds. I'll do them in different colors too. So when you do them as a blind, you can put, black topper or white topper, orange topper, green topper, red or blue topper. And that way you guys can have them marked with little RJ Glen toppers. I also talked about doing whiskey barrels. It's a plastic barrel where the top of the barrel unscrews. You can put a Glencairn down inside and screw the lid back on, and then you can use that as like a little travel carry case for a single Glen without having to worry about it being too fragile or too breakable. They still will break in those things. I found out the hard way because I put one in one. And I let it roll around on my floorboard. Don't let it roll around on your floorboard. There's too many vibrations on it. It will still break. But if it's upright, it'll be fine. But I let it roll around the floorboard, and it didn't make it for the one Glen I had in it.
I'm fond of that little 6-pack that I got that I carry like that.
They also make, and I can definitely do this too, these little 2-ounce sample bottles. They make little carry cases that can hold 5 to 6 of them. You can do a little other custom ones too. It's like a little spear thing that has like a little flip top opener to where you can open it and carry a couple samples. So if you don't want to bring whole bottles with you and you don't have one of these aged in ore kits, or you haven't bought one of these aged in ore kits, I'm not sponsored by them by any ways, but I love their kits. They're great. I actually used it when I went down to Waxahachie to meet up with a brother-in-law. This 3D printed model might be perfect. I mean, it'll hold 2-ounce sample bottles. So if you don't have the little H&R kit, another option where you can kind of customize it yourself.
Yeah.
Josh said he'll buy one of those barrel Glen carriers. I got to print one first. Tater Dom's supposed to be sending me the print files for those. So if Tater Dom sends me print files, obviously they've worked out for him. Definitely will do some for you guys. We'll be getting some of those toppers. Yeah, I already knew, guys. That's the thing. I know this channel was founded based off of whiskey. Originally, this was like a video game channel when I was like a kid. Finally decided I wanted to do YouTube. We went with whiskey. Whiskey's a topic. Will stay as a topic. It'll be a playlist and everything. I do want to do some of this 3D print stuff. I know that's probably not super interesting to some of you guys, but we wanted to have some crossover. So I will actually focus on some 3D prints that are very, very whiskey oriented, very whiskey geared. You just saw Roland drinking out of a Glencairn. Is a perfect example. Everyone has a Glencairn. They have different things for them. We have little holders that you can have them to where you can mount them on your shelf or hang them upside down if you want to hang them up to dry. We have flight boards we can print. barrels, Glen toppers, all kinds of stuff that we can do, specifically whiskey oriented. I'm still trying to find the print files too. They're not on Maker's World, but there are other websites that do them. They have a little blind flight where you put your Glens. You can put, I think, 3 to 5 Glens on it, and it's got a little turn, and you spin the topper, and you mix up all of the Glens, so you don't know where they're at. It's like Russian roulette. You're spinning a 5-wheel cylinder with your Glens, and each Glen has a little letter that you can mark with it. It has like a little A, B, C, D, E, and then you can have those as a blind where you don't know what they are because you have your card hidden with your A, B, C, D, E, and you can drink your Glen, put it back on the stand, and decide whether you yay or nay, however you guys want to do your blinds, and then come back to it and look at your cheat sheet and then match it up with a little stopper. But it's really cool because it's literally like a revolver cylinder. It spins with your Glens, and it keeps them all trapped and enclosed. So it doesn't matter if you have blank Glens or Glens with any kind of etching on them or not. Someone else can set this up for you, and it's truly a blind. I do like blinds. We had one tonight, like I said, with I told him to literally tape it because I didn't even want to see the color of the whiskey. And I really wanted to try to, dive off the deep end and go down that dirt path and try to find out, can I really guess what whiskey I'm tasting? Can we get there? And can we ask the right questions to help get us there? Because I don't think anyone can just straight up try something and be like, hey, this is what it is, unless they're cheating. But you can definitely start narrowing some stuff down. So it was fun. It was fun for sure.
Different distilleries have different characteristics that kind of run true through some of them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he would have given me like this Old Kirk, I would have definitely guessed Willet as like one of the number one picks because like that they're the only ones I know that have that like cinnamon tasting note that I just don't like. Hey, Tracy, what's going on? Tracy's a big timer over here in the relocation thread too. So we got Discord on the background too. We do actually have a server, guys. So if you're still watching, it only says there's 9 of you here and you're not in the Discord server and you want to be, I will send you the invite. I'm not advertising. It's not in the YouTube threads anymore. I'll send it to you directly. Just send me a message on Discord. I'll invite you so you can join that way. But we are trying to keep more of a lower profile. Life's changed. Shit's happened. People change. Things are just very different for everyone, I feel like. We all go through it, whether it's today or tomorrow or in a year or two. It's tough. Life catches up with you. I know Roland, he's had a lot on his plate in the last few years. And then coming down to Texas, I'm like, man, every time that guy says he's coming down, I'm like, I got to find my way to jump whatever I'm doing, drop whatever I'm doing and go.
It's always a pleasure getting to hang out and BS and have a couple of nice pours and just chill.
Yeah, I am for 3D printing, Charles. No, for sure. I mean, and we don't have to get drunk too. I think some people forget that too. Like they talk about like doing these little hangouts and bottle shares. They think, oh, you're just drinking to get drunk and trying a bunch of different whiskeys. It's like, no, I'm still stone cold sober at the end of these. I maybe get a little buzz at the most, and then I'll eat some food or drink some water and sober up because I'm like, I have to drive after these. I said, I'll leave some samples or leave a bottle or two afterwards because you don't have to drive, but I'm like, I do.
We always eat and hang out and do just small portions to get the taste and just different things. So, and the conversation is always great. That's the better part of it.
Yeah, what
whiskey's
Victor
good,
and
but
I
the
always said,
conversation's
because
good.
Victor and I, we had sat down in a hotel lobby when we did our first meetup and shot some videos. As we did some YouTube stuff, but afterwards we're like, whiskey is the conversation starter, guys. The conversation doesn't have to be about alcohol the entire time, and I think some people forget that. I think they get too caught up into it, and I think they forget that's just a starter. Like the conversation goes wherever you guys want it to be about. Whatever is most important to you, whether that's family or whatever's going on, work or any kind of systematic stuff that happens or pops up last second, last minute, that changed plans or what excites you, interests, hobbies. Like obviously 3D printing was probably not on the topic you guys thought was going to hit on the channel tonight, but it's something different. The wife approved, something the kids can be involved in, something I have fun in, and something I can still actually give back to you guys with by, like I said, printing stuff like Glen toppers. So it'll be fun.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and step out, see if somebody else wants to come on. Just want to jump on and say hey, and I'll be in touch, let you know whether I'm coming down into August or not, and if
I'm
not,
gonna say into August. I've already got it in my mind. I'm waiting. Hopefully, a little bit north of Waco, but or sorry, north of Waxahachie.
Yeah,
That's where my in-laws are, is Waxahachie. So hopefully a little bit further north than Waxahachie. Mansfield was perfect. You don't have to be at the same house, but Mansfield was great. Grand Prairie would also be good. South Arlington, just saying.
Mansfield was great, even with the suit of armor.
Yeah, the suit of armor was crazy.
Brother, you take care. It's great seeing you and chatting.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for popping in.
All right. Good night.
Let it roll in. What, no bottle chugging? Who are you? What did you do with RJ? I'll still do some bottle chugs from time to time. I've got so many samples, guys. Let me show you what I have. So we're doing 3D prints, but we still want to do some whiskey content. Bourbon hunting's off the table, but whiskey reviews of samples is definitely not off the table. Matter of fact, if Gandy's still in chat, because I know some guys were shooting out some chats. Let's see if I think it'll let me type in here quick. I gotta actually be on YouTube to see if he's here. Hang on, let me load up my own live stream on the other screen real quick so I can find out if Gandy's here, because I haven't seen Gandy type in a while. If Gandy's here, we're gonna drink one of Gandy's samples right now. Let's see if Gandy's here. Ooh, Gandy is not here. So, well, we had a Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, which was a Heroes Edition. We had a Hazmat Corbin and Cash at 150 proof and an Old Particular 15-year from Gandy. He's not here to decide, so I'll let you guys decide. We'll still have one of those samples, but I want you guys to vote on which one we have. Do you want the stream to end early? If so, type Corbin and Cash, because we're going to be drinking Hazmat if we go to 150 proof, and we're probably going to be roughing it. Or Old Particular 15-year, which is something I'm really excited to try, 114 proof, or the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Heroes Edition from Gandy. So let me know what you want to see. Tracy's already said Old Particular. Keeping your shirt on no cowboy hat. Who are you? Where's RJ? Well, if you didn't see it earlier, Josh, we'll put it on just for you. Hang on. So we thought about this beforehand. We printed a Mandalorian styled helmet. Great for 3D printing content, but we ran into the problem where how the hell do we drink out of a Glen without a straw? So as cool as this project has been and printing this helmet's been, drinking whiskey out of it, not so much. Cowboy hat, more preferred for sure, Josh. Shirtless, well, that would stop us from dripping whiskey on our tank top like I did earlier. So, yeah, shirtless, cowboy hat, probably be more preferred, more better. But we'll get there. Oh, JP said Hazmat. He wants to see me have a bad time. Ooh. So Tracy said Old Particular, which I find excellent. JP saying the Hazmat. They are from Gandy. Show me the proof for sure. I don't have Malort, but that's hilarious. The Old Particular is a good one. I also had that sample from Gandy. I'm very excited. I love it. I saw the thumbnail. I'm glad you did, Josh. Oh, Gandy's back. All right, we'll let Gandy decide. Gandy's here. That's who we were waiting for. Someone had summoned him. Someone pinged him. We're like, he's not here. And RJ's asking and talking about him. I have 3 samples left from you, Gandy. I might have a couple more elsewhere, obviously, from you, but the more recent samples you sent me. You sent me 3 samples, so you can decide how quickly this live stream ends or how good this live stream goes right now. We've had a few pours. We've had one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ounces of whiskey. Dandy, do you want to see us drink Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye? Here's edition. Old Particular 15 year. This is my vote if I have one. Your vote though. And then Corbin and Cash, 150 proof if you want the stream to end early. Need to print a straw. Gotta be careful with 3D printing straws. From what I saw, micro powder from the plastics. Microplastics are not a good thing. Gotta have special licenses or sealants to help them be food safe, and 3D prints for food safe just aren't really a thing. So no 3D printed straw. I have straws. I have glass straws, metal straws, plastic straws that are acceptable and food safe. I won't be printing them though. JP Harrell says he's like hazmat. Legit soldier is not in uniform. Basically, I mean, I should take the shirt off, right? And at least put a cowboy hat on. I've had more than 6 ounces and I'm still doing push-ups. Well, I could do push-ups too, but I wouldn't do very many, Josh. We'll let Gandy decide though. What do you want, Gandy? Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, Old Particular, or Corbin and Cash? My vote, Old Particular sounds very familiar and also unique at the same time. I've had Old Stubborn, not Old Particular before, but it seems similar. I've had Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, but this specific pick is a 113, 136.2, and it's a Heroes bottle. Seems pretty cool. Katie says likes them all, but Old Particular is a Scotch. I'm okay with Scotch. I don't think people realize that. Just because I don't own a bottle of Scotch, I've had quite a few. Matter of fact, my first Scotch was a Glenmorangie 18, which is a free bottle. We're gonna go ahead and pour up that Old Particular, and I loved it. I just don't currently have a bottle of Scotch, so. My only question to you, Gandy, as I pour this Old Particular up, saying it's a Scotch, is it peated? Does it taste like a wet ashtray? JC said, "Oh, trust me, I'm not doing a lot here." Well, I just assume your statue, your build type, you were doing lots of push-ups, but it makes sense if you're not. Yeah, Gandy, if it just. Is it peated? That's my only question. I'm really excited to try this. Tracy wanted to see me try it too. Gandy says it's not peated. That's my only question. Honestly, when it comes to Scotch, guys, if you have Scotch whiskeys that you're willing to share, I will do equal trades with you guys if you want. If you want to just send stuff out of the kindness of your heart, more than welcome to. Get in touch with me. Send me a message, send me an email, whatever you guys want to do to get a hold of me, Discord, text, however you guys have an option to get a hold of me. I'm willing to try anything and everything. All I ask is if you're going to give me a peated Scotch, I will do it live on camera so you guys can see me spit take it, because I don't want to drink a wet ashtray. But just give me a heads up. Am I drinking a wet ashtray, or am I drinking a Scotch I might actually like? Gandy says it's not peated, so I'm probably going to like this. Old Particular 15 year. It's a single malt sherry, butts finished. I'm not going to pronounce that first word that starts with a D. I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce it. 114 proof, great proof point, especially for Scotch. Honestly, Scotches are typically lower proof and higher age, so 114 kind of high for Scotch, at least from what I've seen. This is one of Matt's favorite. Well, Matt's one of my favorite people too. Matt from Whiskey Wisdom over there. If he's in chat, which let's be honest, he's probably not. Matt is one of my favorite people, though. That sherry note, the sweet like sherry note comes through. Cigarette butt. I say butts because cigarette butts. It says butts. So he said butt. It kind of reminds me of a cigarette, honestly. Like there's like it's like a smoky nose, but the sherry is very sweet. So we'll try it. We'll try it. Dal UN. Okay. Dal UN single malt sherry butts finish. There, we pronounce it just like Candy said. Do not castrate me for pronouncing it wrong.
JC said, dude, I fear any whiskey that's not rye or bourbon after the one sample I got with the frog on it. He's talking about the Natterjack. It's an Irish whiskey that I sent. I was muted. Just kidding. I see the audio vanish. Thanks, Candy, and thanks, JC. Josh and Candy, what happened was I messed with my mic. It was unplugged, so I plugged it back in. Didn't know it muted me, but we're here now. We're calling bullshit on Candy when he said it's not peated. There is a smoky textured note to it for sure on the palate. Not in a negative way, just surprising. Like you said, it wasn't peated, and I'm calling bullshit. Mic should sound fine now. Audio should be rocking. Old Particular 15-year sherry finish Scotch. Butts finished, or yeah, sherry butts finished. Ah, he said butts. Yep, I'm tracking. I'm tracking for sure, Josh. Should be good now, though, right? You can hear me now. There's like a tobacco note to it for sure. There is like a subtle smoke to it for sure as well. This is definitely one of the more approachable peated scotches that I've had, even at 15 years. Whew. If you're not ready for some kind of like smoke note, this isn't it. But if you're willing to take some smoke, some peat, some heat, this Old Particular 15-year that Candy was trying to tell me has no peat. I think it's peated. Honestly, it's not wet ashtray peat, but there's some smoky, there's some notes to it for sure. Tobacco notes for sure. More of on lines of a cigarette rather than a cigar, so it's not like gonna like blow you away or stop you from being able to talk, but it's a lot. If Matt said that was his favorite Gandy, and he said it wasn't peated, if he said it wasn't peated, I'm calling him a liar. But it's still good. It's great. It's not my thing. 15 years, 114 proof. Excellent proof point, though. Honestly, Scotch normally very low proof. 114, awesome. That's where we go, Josh. Right there. You tried one Scotch, JW Black. Just know, all you got was ashtray. There's the ashtray note to this. It's not horrendous. It's not like, it's not a no. It's just not a yes. It's like a in the mood type of pour. This honestly great pour. I can see why Matt says it's one of his favorites. Yanni's saying he doesn't think it's peated. I do think there's a smoky note to it. More of like a cigarette, though, like I said, which is a more relaxed version of an ashtray. Obviously, a cigar, that smoke, that heavy peat, that'll take you away. That's like burnt tire if you're not ready for it. That's not Old Particular, but yeah, it's good. Definitely peated scotch can vary a lot. Hazmat? Yeah. No, there's a hazmat. Gandy said it. He said, now go to the hazmat. Corbin and Cash, 8-year pick from a 21090 pick at 150 proof. He's ready for the stream to end, is what Gandy's told me. It's a pour where you say not today, but someday. The someday might not be in the future either. But yeah, that's it, Josh. The Whiskey Shaman. Now the Whiskey Shaman, he likes some peat. If I had to guess, I'm going to say Whiskey Shaman's had it. And if I had to guess, Whiskey Shaman thoroughly enjoyed Old Particular 15 year. I'm not going to guess that Gandy sent him a sample of it, but I will guess that he's had Old Particular 15 year. And I will guess that he has some peated smoky notes to it that are pretty mild, pretty subtle. And I bet Whiskey Shaman thoroughly enjoyed it. How did I know? Well, maybe because the samples Whiskey Shaman sent me told me he likes peat. Told me he likes the smoky stuff, the subtle stuff. Tracy said she really likes Corbin and Cash by. Okay. Well, this is the 21090 pick. Not the Take 8 pick, but 150 proof. All right, Tracy. Let's see if you're full of shit. Well, I'm definitely full of shit. I didn't even pour any of it up. Well, Gandy, you're right to pick this next. We should have ended the stream because we didn't even freaking pour it up. Now it's poured up. Now we have no excuse. Who's the drunk now? It's me. Just kidding. We're inebriated though. Not drunk, but inebriated. 150 proof. 21090 Corbin Cash. I don't know how to describe this. Like, I'm going to try my best. It's going to be insulting, I know. Anyone who likes Corbin and Cash, I'm sorry. This isn't a shit on the post for the pick. No hiccups yet. You're fine. Yeah, Mike, thanks. No hiccups. We're good. We're great. No hiccups. Corbin and Cash, this is not the first time I've had him. I've had several pours actually from these guys. I actually have a local that gave me a pour that was also hazmat, not 150 proof. I think it was like 147, 148. They have some sweet notes to it. There's very little oak influence to it, but it has the smell, and I'm going to say it, wet farts. Like, it smells stinky. It doesn't smell like necessarily methane, but it smells stinky. And this is the first time I'm having Corbin Cash. The smell of this 150 proof by 21090, it smells stinky. It smells rancid. It smells rotten. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like, if you guys have had any Corbin Cash, especially the hazmat, rave review. Yeah, no, for real, JC, wet farts give you a pint. No, like, if anyone has had Corbin and Cash and you're smelling what I've smelled, it's like sulfur. Like, it's stinky. Like, it's wet farts. Like, Gandy, you can say it's funny all you want and maybe fuck me for saying it, but like, it stinks. And I don't know how to describe it. If you guys have a descriptive word for it that makes sense, musty cheese, if you want me to be fucking nice. I don't know. Tell me what I'm smelling, but it smells stinky as hell. He said, this is a bourbon, not their rise. I don't care. It still stinks like shit. I don't know what it is. I think it has a lot to do with their either distillation cuts or their kiln dried state. Whatever it is, Whiskey Shaman, if you want to put the science to the name, I'm saying this is wet farts and stinky poos. Like, I've got two boys that are under 2. I know what stinky poo poo smells like, and this is like up there. Keeping it real, I have a 148 proof cask. I'm opening I'm so sorry, JP. I didn't realize you haven't opened your bottle yet. Please open it and tell me what you smell. It's very hot. It's very like funky. It's weird. It's weird. Looking forward to it now. I don't know what it is, man. I'm telling you right now, the nose to tasting profile is very different. The nose, it's stanky. Stanky, like STANKY. Stanky. Especially the hazmats. Like, oh. I don't know, man. 150 proof. JP has 148 proof. I'm really curious, like, what do they do to this shit to make it smell and taste the way it does? Like, it smells way worse than it tastes, but it doesn't taste great either. Especially not for a hazmat pour. Would I buy a bottle of this? Absolutely not. How much do I think a bottle of this would be worth? Like, how much did you pay for it, Gandy, or how much would I pay for it? I'd pay like the fact that it's hazmat, just $75 for a single barrel of it, just because it's hazmat, maybe $85, just to put it in someone's hands. But as far as taste, smell, all that crap, and I mean crap because it smells like crap, it ain't worth the bottle it's fucking poured in my opinion. Never got to worry about me trying that. Well, Jonathan Jones, well, if I steered you away based off my tasting notes and my smell, you're welcome. But if I didn't, I'm sorry. So kind of like European cheese smells worse than the garbage can, but tastes it's kind of like, it's kind of generous. But honestly, Josh nailed it. He said, so kind of like European cheese, smells worse than a garbage can, but tastes aight. Yeah, honestly, it smells awful. European cheese, armpit smell, funky, dirty poo-poo. I got 2 young boys. Yeah, it smells awful. The taste is whatever that means, right? I really want to go open mine now. I really hope you do, JP, because I'm really curious. If I'm crazy and you guys don't think this smells bad or even tastes bad, I would be very impressed. Because honestly, I've had a sample from my buddy Albert. I've had a sample from Gandy. And I think I've had 2 other samples, maybe one from Dave, and at least one other one. This is not my first, probably my 4th sample from Corbin and Cash, with at least 2 or 3 of the pours being hazmat. At least 2, if not 3. They all stink. The taste varies. They all taste better than they smell, but it's rough. Tracy says, I don't recall poopy smells for mine. I don't know what it is. Whiskey Shaman, if you have a bottle of this Corbin Cash, it doesn't have to be hazmat. It's Corbin Cash in general. Tell me I'm wrong, please. Like from a guy who's more inclined with Scotch and craft whiskeys, tell me what you're smelling and tasting, because I need that so I can not be disgusted. Tracy says hers is 140 proof, smells really good, tastes even better. I'm calling bullshit, Tracy. Like, I don't like paying for samples. I've only paid for 2 samples in my life. I will either reciprocate the sample swap, or I will pay you for your sample if it truly smells good and tastes even better, just to say I had a sample. It'd be the 3rd time I've ever paid for a sample. You even bought Tracy. I will pay you for your sample if I don't swap you. Like I said, I never paid for samples. I've only paid for samples twice. Once was from Matt from Whiskey Wisdom. Disclaimer. It's a $900 bottle. Boss Hog, the Siren, 9-year, or the 9th edition of the Whistle Pig series. Only other time I paid for a sample was actually from a Cask and Point Daniel. 10 1-ounce samples of tier 6 cash strength 4 Rosa samples. So, Tracy, I will offer you money for a sample if you want me to buy one, or we can do a swap. I know you say you'll send me a sample. I'll send you samples too of stuff you haven't had before. We'll get discussion through Discord, and I'll make sure something happens if you want me to. But I really have a hard time feeling that you say it smells and tastes better for your proof in your bottle, that you bought multiple bottles than what I've been smelling and tasting, because this is not the first time I've had this stuff. It's just funky. The whiskey shop says I need a bottle. I bet. Especially if she's buying multiples. Typical Scotch. No. Like, okay, Scotch drinkers are different. Like, this doesn't taste like Scotch. Like, this is fucking stanky. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Trace says you know how to find me. Yeah. I don't want your money, LOL. I don't want your money either. But if it comes down to it, like, I'll send you samples and I'll cover shipping. I don't know if you can check, but you sent you a link to the Volcano Green Lava Orange. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Tyler, if you buy that, you sent me a link. Did you buy that bottle yet, Tyler? I feel like you've already bought a bottle. Have you bought a bottle? We're talking hazmat, guys, because we're drinking Corbin Cash, 150 proof. Tyler's like, hey, check this out. 150.7 proof whiskey. He said no. I'll bottle split it with you if you want to buy one. How about that? Let's see what his response is. I'll bottle split it, half the bottle at the cost. Send me the receipt. Garrison Brothers doing a pick right now. 150.7 proof, $200. Non-chill filtered, 150.7 Texas whiskey. I'll split that 50-50. Or shit. He said I'll consider it. You could try a sample of it and I'll just reimburse you. You fucking buy it and then come see me. I'll take care of you. And then I'll pay you the full amount and then just give you a sample of it. How about that? Whatever. Shut up. Take my money. Request funds via Venmo. No. Tyler's good people. Tyler's one of my favorite whiskey friends. We won't know Tyler if it's probably crazy unless we buy it. So shut up, take money, request Venmo funds. I'll send them right now. They're sitting in Venmo right now anyways. So the money's there. Buy it. Steal a sample of it. We'll drink together if you want. However you want. I'll pay for it. Done. Yeah, I think for outgoing expenses, we got an Eagle Rare store pick that's in route. Possibly the Garrison Brother pick that Tyler just mentioned right now, which is 150.7 proof. Hazmat pours don't scare me, but if they're not done right, they're rough. They're hard to drink. I have a couple of Garrison Brother bottles, the Cowboy Bourbon 23 and 24s that I don't find myself going to too often. Hazmats are very tough to get into and drink and enjoy. It's really tough to want to pour up something you haven't had in a while as well, especially when it's hazmat. So if you guys do buy hazmats, I have a short barrel hazmat 375. It's a Father's Day pick. Keep in mind, if you're not sharing it, how often will you go to that bottle? Be selective on what you buy. Be mindful of what you buy. And I say that because there's just so much out there. I don't want you to waste your money or be sitting on something for so long that like you just never get to experience it. So think about it that way. Oh, Josh actually finished his 24 Cowboy. Okay. Josh, look up Nestor, Nestor. I'm going to type in chat. Nestor Liquors.
I want you to look up Nestor Liquors because they have an online profile where you can buy whiskey and have it shipped to you directly. They are actually the ones who've had picks that are not anything different than a single barrel pick as far as profile, like as look. It's silver wax, silver single barrel pick, all that stuff. They're the ones who are getting the single barrel picks of the expressions for $200 at cash strength of Ladybird, Honeydew. A lot of their stuff they're getting is cash strength without proofing it down. And you can buy a bottle for less than $200 or right at $200 of one of your favorite finished Garrison Brothers. I know Garrison Brothers is already overpriced, but if I'm going to pay $130, $140, I might as well pay $200. If I'm paying $200, at least it's cash strength, like $50, $60 markup, $70 markup, cash strength. Nestor Liquors has got it. So check them out. I bought a Honeydew cash strength. I'll send you a sample or hand deliver a sample next time we went up, Josh, of at least the Honeydew, which is normally an 80 proof whiskey, one of the cheapest offerings they have at cash strength. Night and day, honestly, crazy. Highest proof I've ever had was the JD Barrel Proof Rye at 134 proof, and it's delicious. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I have a JD Barrel Proof Rye that Bourbon Hall did a honey finish barrel of. JD Barrel Proof Rye with a honey finish was exceptional. I was one of the few people to buy a 750 of it. Now I tell people, if you don't buy a 750 of the stuff, you'll regret it and you'll be asking me or begging me for a sample, and I can't guarantee it. No. Okay, Josh, it's not flavored. So my parents live in Burleson. Burleson, Texas is where they source the honey from. That's 35W southbound, just south of Fort Worth, is where the honey comes from. Goes to High Texas for their barrels. The Honeydew is a honey finished, not a honey staved, honey finished that is then proofed down by water. That's why it's so low colored. That's why it's 80 proof. That's why it's like super cheap, like $65, $70 a bottle. Super cheap in quotes because it's Garrison Brothers. It's like still very expensive, but like that's the cheapest offering that they have that's finished. It's a little funky if you're not used to it because there's not a lot of like honey or remnants that's left over. But the cash strength versions, especially the Nestor Liquor pick of the pure honey pick that I have, you see the remnants of the honey. You see where it comes from Burleson. It is impeccable. So, not flavored. It is finished. It's not staved. It's worth the buy for sure. There you go. Whiskey Shaman said the Guadalupe single barrel cash strength, 129.8 proof from the distillery is so good, almost gone already. Guadalupe is normally 107 proof, so 129.8 proof. About 22 point proofs, almost 23 point proofs higher. Jack Daniel's single barrel straight rye hero selection 138.6 is goat. I have a hero selection that's 136.2 from Gandy. I'm not in any capacity to drinking this, so I'll drink it probably tomorrow on my own leisure. But I'll definitely get back to you, Charles. I'll definitely get back to you. I probably will agree. Batch 1 and 2 of the Bourbon Hunter. Yeah. Or sorry, Bourbon Hall. Bourbon Hall Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. I only bought batch 1 and not batch 2. I'm curious, Charles, if you think there's a difference between batch 2 and batch 1. I was a smart guy, so when I bought batch 1, I bought a 750. I still have a lot left. I didn't see a reason or rhyme to buy batch 2. But I am curious, Charles. Is there a difference between batch 1 and 2? If there is, how big of a difference? Not that you have to send me a sample. I'm just curious. Is there a difference, and how big of a difference is it? Because the batch 1 I thought was impeccable, and I bought a 750, and he's like, all these guys are fucking pissed off that they didn't buy a 750 of this, but they only bought the 3 and 5s. And I said, that's their problem. I have a 750. I'm happy.
I know, Brooklyn. That's where my parents brought their double white home. So the honey finish is kind of like the short barrel bees knees. Everyone, look, yes, yes. For Garrison Brothers being big clout hype, what it is, Texas whiskey, picking the honey, sourcing it from Burleson. Yeah. If you wanted to put it like that, it's the Texas version of short barrel bees knees for Texas, which not as good as short barrel for sure, but definitely on the ballpark. Right price, right money, right amount. It's there. Batch 1 is more honey forward. Batch 2 is a more subtle honey finish. Okay, perfect. Charles is the answer. Eagle Rare honey finish, very subtle. Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, great. $7.50. Bought it. A lot of honey. Awesome. Old Forester Single Barrel Strength Bourbon honey finished. Impeccable as well. Home run hitter in my opinion. And the Rittenhouse Rye was the fourth expression that was honey finished from Bourbon Hall, to my knowledge. And then the fifth is now going back to the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye. So if I believe he's only had 5 different honey barrels expressions with Eagle Rare, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, Old Forester Single Barrel Strength, Rittenhouse Rye, and then back to the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye again. So I think that's where we're at for their honey finishes from them. Awesome. Tracy's got a Garrison Brothers Ladybird. That's 114 proof whiskey. It's cognac finish. There is some honey finish to my knowledge as well. But the cognac finish for me ruins it. I am not a cognac fan, but for Garrison Brothers, all their limited expressions, very, very expensive, very overpriced in my opinion. And the Garrison Brothers Ladybird is one of my least favorite because of the cognac finish. I've only had 2 cognac finishes where I was like, I would buy a bottle of this again. So very selective, but just looking at the time, guys, we are over 2 hours. It's a small stream. It's last minute. There's no advertisement or anything like that. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord, reach out to me. However you have contact with me, reach out or ask about me. I will get you the information. I'm not advertising the Discord. I don't care about the Discord like that. I am in the Discord almost every day, if not every day, especially in video chat in general or gamer chat, which you'll have to get roles for, which you can ask for roles. I'll give them to you. No problem. No hesitation. You're more than welcome to join. But Discord, not the priority. Whiskey, not the priority. 3D printing, also not the priority. I just want to be a good person to you guys. If you guys want to be a part of it, I'll invite you. Hang out, talk, bullshit, whatever you guys want to do. Reach out, however you have a way to get a hold of me. Email, Discord, YouTube, comment, whatever you guys want. Send me some information. I'll get back in touch with you, and I will make sure you're a part of whatever community you want to be a part of. I'll tell you to meet notifications. You don't have to be part of any of that. But cheers, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This first set of samples, once again, had 4 samples from Brock. We had Old Kirk. We had a Super Blind, which was a Pursuit Double Oak United Rye, Double Oak Rye, store pick, Brook Hill, and a Southern Collective. We had a Old Louisville 7-year, some Old Particular, and some Corbin Cash 150 proof. And then it sounds like the next pour we're going to have, which we're going to set this aside, will be the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye Heroes Edition from Candy. So we had 2 other samples that were from Candy. One sample, I believe, was from one of my locals, Michael Rodriguez. The person who popped in as a special guest was Mr. Mom on YouTube, which is Roland. Great guy. So thank you again, Brock. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Mr. Mom. Thank you, Candy Road. Cheers, guys. Like I said, if you're not in the Discord, you want to be a part of it, more than welcome to be invited. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Cheers.